Hey guys, it's your girl Key and I'm back with another video, and today we are going to be talking about why I like Naomi. Now, Naomi has to be my favorite women's wrestler just in general, of like enjoyment, all that stuff, because of my relationship with wrestling, my relationship with her has not been like my liking of her, I should say, because I don't know her. My liking of her has kind of been like, I've been like a consistent fan that's always been into everything that she's been doing, because of I took a step back from watching wrestling and stuff like that. So I don't have all of her TNA stats because I just wasn't watching wrestling, but I do know them, and I'm just so happy for her that she was able to have that outside of WWE. But when you talk about how much I like Naomi and why I started liking Naomi, I gotta go a little bit backwards into my first liking wrestling in itself, in its entirety, because I watched wrestling when I was a kid and everything, which I stated on the video, and I watched it like way young, but I didn't like it for myself, and I didn't have my own opinions of it. And when I did, I would only watch it for those certain wrestlers, which I don't do now. I will watch something because of wrestlers on it, but I won't watch the whole Raw or SmackDown just for one person or two people now. I've gotten better. But to go back, I gotta go to when she was a Funkadactyl. And when I saw her and Cameron as Funkadactyls, that's why I started liking the wrestler that they valeted for. I liked him because of those two. Cause I'm like, they're over here dancing in cheerleader outfits, which they're so cute, and they're black. Just simple as that. They're black, and blackness in wrestling was not, it wasn't popular then, and I kind of related to that wrestler because of the fact that it was similar to things I see in my daily life, and the athleticism that both of them were working with, the splits and everything, that was so cool to me. So I would say it started from then, and then into her having her own career, and then the tags, and then her having her own career. Now, I would watch Total Divas just for Naomi. I watched just for Naomi because she was so cool, and it wasn't like, when you only see one black person, it's like, oh, well, they had to add somebody in there, and Alicia Fox wasn't being used properly. They didn't use her properly all the time. Sometimes I feel like she got the short end of the stick just because of the entertainment business that they are in, the company that they were in, and just the times it was, to where you only needed one, and you wouldn't really put into the others, because the main audience isn't black. So why do you feel like you should add one in there just because, And I think that was the idea that they had back then, even though it was wrong, of course, but I think that was just the idea, and Naomi shifted that all in her own right. Her athleticism, and I think just her work ethic behind closed doors, showed that she belonged to be in the main stage. She belonged to be more than just a Funkadactyl, more than just a tag team, but showed that she was main event worthy. And I say that now, looking at it now, I think that she's just an inspiration in general between being a woman and being a black woman, because she's one of the people, along with Nikki, Brie, Natalia, Foxy, all those women, Paige, Sasha, Bailey, Charlotte, part of those women going into the women's revolution, going into a women's division from being a diva. And now, don't get me wrong, I loved the Divas belt, but the 3-minute matches, 2-minute matches, and 1-minute matches, and those segments to just be, here's a woman, it wasn't it. So just now you're into this new age of wrestling now, and we're seeing her with two other black women as the big three. That right there was inspiring to me. But just hearing from those two other women talk about how Naomi was somebody they looked up to just shows that you never know what you're doing for other people. Just being yourself, just doing what you know is right to do, what you know is your calling. And I respect just the way that she presents herself, because even in Total Divas, I'm sure it was all storyline and stuff like that sometimes. But the stuff whenever somebody was talking bad about somebody, she was not trying to get into that business. She wasn't trying to talk down on another woman, and that is so respectable, because it's just work to a sort of extent to some people. But it just seemed like that was her integrity and her passion, and I just love that about people. I love when I could tell that you were a real person, even if I don't know you for real, because I don't know none of these wrestlers. I don't know any of the people I see online. Nobody I like listen to musically, but you can just kind of tell by the way they're carrying themselves who they are, kind of who they are, and how their personalities are. Now, Naomi's outfits, I, I love her outfits. Now, her outfits, her hair, ooh, I've been loving them. And then the whole glow thing. Now, when I first heard of the glow, when I first seen it, I was kind of iffy, because I don't like neon stuff like that. I like black, as you can tell. I like black. I like darker colors. I just now started liking pink again, but I like the little subtle colors. Sometimes neon just gets me off. Green in general, I don't like green, but neon green on her, those pop colors on her, the neon colors on her just works. She looks so beautiful. And the whole glow thing, I think that she was the only woman that they turned the lights off for. Like, huh? And her coming up with that herself, just betting on herself, is just so creative. It's so creative and inspiring. I'm just glad that she was able to do that. Glad that she kind of keeps it going, and it's not stale. Like, you would think it got a little stale, but it didn't get stale, and I just love that. Her flipping off the things. Her just being kind of, I don't know, like a gymnast. She's like a gymnast in the ring, and I just love it. I love to see it. I love how her walking out with Sasha Banks and Naomi. She is Naomi. Her walking out with Sasha Banks is just a show of, you gotta do what you think is right. You have to take care of yourself, and you have to bet on yourself, because at the end of the day, this world is evil and people do not care about you all the time. But you gotta keep your integrity. You gotta keep who you know you are. And the fact that she ended up becoming the TNA Knockouts champion, and I've read that she kind of helped that whole women's roster, and then came back to WWE, still being that Knockouts champion after she was Knockouts champion, then she lost it, and then she came back. But she lost it so she can come back. But just her doing that on her own, because I know a lot of people like to say that she's where she's at because of her husband and his family. We all know that's a lie. You could tell in the ring that that's a lie, and I think she deserves all her flowers. And I know that there's gonna be a time where she gets inducted to the Hall of Fame, and that will be amazing to see. And I just can't wait for her to just get the respect that she deserves on that level. And I feel like more of the fans, more of the people in creative need to understand the star power that she has, because it's there. And I just can't. I need to see her with a belt. I need to see her with that women's champion. Give her Money in the Bank. I'm saying it right now. Miss Money in the Bank 2024 is Naomi. It needs to be Naomi. She needs to get her belt, because y'all keep playing on her name. Keep playing on her name when she is the glow. Okay? Now, that's the end of this video. Please like, share, and subscribe, and tell me what you guys like about the glow Naomi.